Finally fixed it.
That's awesome, dude. That's epic.
Happy Thursday, Evan.
Happy Thursday. How we doing, Ivan?
Excellent, excellent. Welcome to another episode of Smart Assets. This is our 8th episode.
Wow. Getting up there. Let's go.
It's a lot of work that goes behind each one of these episodes.
That's right.
It's not like shaking hands and kissing babies.
No, it is not.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ivan Dimov, CMO of the American Crypto Academy, and I'm joined by my Web3 partner in crime, as we call you, right?
That's right. That's my official title. No. I'm Evan Lamonte, and I go by EvDog Crypto on Twitter. I'm an analyst for Sarson Funds and a native NFT degen. Cross-chain now. We're doing all kinds of stuff on all the chains.
Ooh, yeah. And what do we do on this show? We tell everyone about what we like to do in our downtime or spare time or hobby time. I don't know where the cutoff is between that and working hard all day long.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Definitely a passion of ours for these digital assets that we've grown to love.
And of course, nothing we see on the show is by any way, in any means, financial advice. It's all for educational and entertainment purposes. If you are looking for advice, say, investing in digital assets in any way or cryptocurrencies, speak to your financial advisor. It is a very, very volatile marketplace. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks for coming, guys.
Let's see. What are we gonna? We're gonna touch on a few different subjects today. Some new stuff. Bitcoin stamps. Have you heard of this, Evan? Bitcoin stamps.
Other than you telling us about it in the chat, I've not heard about this. I'm excited to dive in and see what you found out.
It's like ordinals are so 1999. Bitcoin stamps are in at this point. We'll also talk a little bit about Bugatti. Don't be confused by imitators. This is the Bugatti car manufacturer. Evan, you're going to tell us all about the new LooksRare and their version 2 that's releasing or released today or is happening. You'll tell us the dynamics there.
Yeah.
What else you got for us there?
So I'm going to drop a few updates on Claynosaurz, some of the stuff that they've been working on. I know we're going to get back into it, Ivan. I know.
I watched you play that game.
It's pretty fun.
It's like a reverse runner.
Yeah, it is. It takes definitely a different spin on things, but there's more updates than that even. I'm excited to share and how that ties in with Rove World, another project that I've talked about on the show here, and how those projects have worked together here in the recent past. I'm also going to talk a little bit about Liberty Square and what they're doing with their Revolution update. Big, huge update, all kinds of sweeping changes. And we're going to also hear Ivan talk to us about the golden baboons, which happens to line up nicely with the big old gold price surge that we've seen. Excited to hear about that, man.
Right. I figured it's a good time to bring it up.
Yeah.
not financial advice, like you said, but we're all holders in it, and I like the collection. It's interesting, and I got to use one of the utilities just last night, so we'll touch more on that later.
Awesome.
But real quick, why don't we get into a little bit of a few market highlights that we wanted to bring up before we jump into the projects we wanted to talk about. And with that, I'll briefly touch on them. So we see Ralph Lauren debuts in-store crypto payments and NFT gifts in Miami. They have a store in Miami, a location that's spearheading this, and they're allowing people to pay with cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Matic for the time being, but more may be introduced. And they will also have some NFT-based activations while going through that experience. OpenSea, speaking of marketplaces, OpenSea launches a no-fee pro marketplace with NFT rewards. If anyone's familiar, they had purchased a project called Gem a little while back, and they are rebranding that. And Gem offers, it's like an aggregator that offers analysis and data and collections. And so now it's fully integrated and rebranded to OpenSea Pro. Definitely check it out. And I also found interesting that FIFA World Cup, AI League, LOL, has released a new game on the app marketplaces. It's available on Android for the time being. I'm not sure if it's yet available in the Apple App Store yet, but for the time being, it's just a game. However, they're directly tying NFTs to each character, so each character is going to become an NFT of its own. And the game is a basic sports management of a soccer team. We've played those a lot, but this is on mobile, so it should make for a lot more fun and entertainment. So that will do it for our brief highlights.
Nice. Yeah, those are definitely some interesting things. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about how OpenSea is going to use this gem technology, as well as this Ralph Lauren. That's pretty big news, seeing brands allow crypto payments. I think that's a step in the right direction that we're all hoping for. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, we got to onboard the next billion people.
That's right.
Which happened to be my topic when I spoke or moderated a panel at Miami NFT Week this past weekend, was onboarding the next billion people. And consensus there amongst the speakers was that we need more security, more education, and putting more pressure back on major brands entering their space with social responsibility with regards to why they're so major and the advantages they have as major organizations. So we'll see what happens. But yeah,
definitely. All right.
Why don't we jump in there, Evan? Why don't you tell us all about LooksRare?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me present here, and we'll get going. I have a nice little window. Oh, here we go. All right. So we got a update that kind of came out of the blue from LooksRare this morning, talking a little bit about their V2, and it's now live officially. Not all of the features have gone officially live as of yet. I did a little playing around with the platform to see kind of what these new changes mean. So they've slashed protocol fees. So like on OpenSea, they have a fee of 2%. And for LooksRare, they have dropped that to 0.5%, which is a very competitive number, allowing them to hopefully gain some market share. They've also made an efficiency change on their smart contract end, allowing for cheaper gas fees, which is extremely exciting. Anytime that you can save money on ETH, anyone is going to jump at that opportunity. They've also changed the way that offers and sellers interact with ETH and wrapped ETH. So now when you're accepting an offer, the transaction will settle in ETH instead of WETH, so you're not needing to do all these swaps. They're allowing bulk buys, trying to take some of that market share back from OpenSea with their Gem or their OpenSea Pro update, trying to solve the same problem with their native platform. Bulk listings, pretty self-explanatory. And then collection approvals. I'm not necessarily super bullish on this change. As we know that approving full collections and allowing them to have access within your wallet can be a problem. So that's something that definitely take a little bit more look into and do your own research on what that actually means. And then just a nice little graphic here of some of the different things that you can access now within the new platform. The dynamic listings feature is one that I'm definitely excited to explore a little bit more, because there's not a ton of explanation here other than just the fixed price in listings in USD. So you can basically list it for a USD price, and then the Ethereum price will change as the Ethereum price in real time changes.
Doesn't everybody offer that?
What's up?
Doesn't everybody offer that?
I don't believe so. I mean, on OpenSea, it definitely isn't. You make your listing in Ethereum price. So, like, if you wanted to sell an NFT for 1 Ethereum, you list it for 1 Ethereum, and then one day it might be $1,700, the next day it might be $1,900. But here you can list it for $1,700, and then no matter the ETH price, you then match that with the ETH, but you're still purchasing it in ETH. You're not using USDC or any other stable coin, which is, I believe it's not a novel update, unless there's somewhere else that I'm not aware of that does this.
So you know that saying, Simpsons did it?
Wait, who did it?
Simpsons did it. Simpsons, when a show or movie does something, there's always an example where Simpsons has done it. In fact, Simpsons, the TV show themselves, have a joke about it. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. American Dad would do something, and Simpsons would say, Simpsons did it.
Gotcha.
And I feel like I am saying that every time I say Wax did it. Every time I see something new, like Soulbound NFTs or this or that happening on Ethereum, I'm like, why are they just now picking up on this? It's been on Wax for as long as I've been around crypto. So, like, Wax has always had that feature where you can list, and you either list it as Wax or you tie it to the dollar, and the Wax fluctuates.
Well, I mean, I can't deny that Wax is definitely ahead of the curve. They've been ahead of the curve on many updates. This is definitely not their first one. I'm sure you could come up with a long list. So
I just find it interesting.
For the Ethereum side of things, at least, I have not seen this before. So trait-based offers is another thing, another quality of life update that I think is very awesome. So if you like the gold skin on a specific collection or something like that, you can then throw in offers just based on that trait. So just a few other updates, but that's the main bulk. Definitely making them competitive with Blur and OpenSea, as they've started to fall into that number 3 category pretty consistently.
Don't close your window, man. Come on, we had this conversation last time. You're quick with the trigger. We're gonna talk about it. You gone and disappear.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What are they live with all those features? They rolling them out a little at a time. I saw something on there when they share that little map of images that you were showing. That too bad we don't have on the screen yet. Still, I thought I saw something with their tweet that they were going to ask the community as to what to focus on and what to roll out first.
Let
me see if I can go back to it.
Oh yeah. It says it's actually. We haven't decided which of these to prioritize or which of them to not bother with. Interesting.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Are all these features rolled out, or are they just saying, like, we've upgraded the platform, we're going to start rolling these modules out?
That's a good question, because some of these are definitely rolled out already. That's a good question. That might take a little bit of trial and error. I don't understand why they're not super clear on that. From this page, I feel like that would be very easy to do. I played around with a few of the things, and there definitely some of this is live. The bulk listings is live. This is live. The WETH and ETH issue. The protocol fees is updated. So I don't know if maybe after this graphic these things aren't released yet. That would make sense. So these are the things that are still in the works. So that would be my best guess, but that's a good question, Ivan. I'll have to do a little bit more due diligence on that part.
Yeah, they don't really even specify in the tweet, because the tweet thread starts with, we haven't decided which of these to prioritize or which of them not to bother with. That's actually something we'd love to hear your thoughts on. And then a thread, and then that graphic, and then tweet for each feature that they're introducing, but then that's it. It's not like they don't specify. It's a little odd.
That is a little odd.
Have you had a chance, since you said you've played around with it a little bit, have you had a chance to compare it with OpenSea Pro.
Well, so I've actually used Gem XYZ while it was its previous branding, and it's a very good platform. I haven't even logged into it with the new branding, so I will need to do that. I'm not a huge transactor within the ETH space. I don't have a ton of ETH ready to go to buy NFTs, so it's not at the top of my priority list just in my natural day. But I'll definitely take a look around and probably give some feedback on that to LooksRare and then as well as OpenSea Pro, because I think they're competing for very similar pieces of the market with these updates on both sides of that coin. That I think the marketplace war has just started, fighting for that market share, and this is definitely a good piece of or a good weapon, I guess, this new V2 upgrade to give them an upper hand against OpenSea, which very rarely adapts. So interesting to see both of those big updates coming out within the same week here.
Yeah, right. As if they had insider info.
If only. We will never know, apparently.
Or something.
Or something. Awesome.
All right. So let's jump into the next topic. Bitcoin stamps. What are Bitcoin stamps? Basically, stamp stands for secure, tradable art maintained securely. Secure, tradable art maintained securely. Repeating that because it takes a minute. Like, I have to sit there and think about it. What does this mean? Stamps, a secure, tradable art maintained securely protocol, proposing a different method of embedding image data onto the OG blockchain, they call it, meaning Bitcoin, making different trade-offs compared to inscription technology that has been exploding recently. What does that mean? I was trying to read through it. I'm not very technical. I read their GitHub. There is an article here on the crypt that kind of goes through it. And long story short, and I don't, probably developers can understand that, but where is it? Let me go to their GitHub. It was faster to highlight of what they're doing. They're instead of, so the way I understand it, what was explained through their GitHub, they're using a different part of the transaction. They're using part of the transaction that hasn't been executed yet, and it's being dispersed through the blockchain in different ways, so that you're never able to eliminate or clear that out. To where comparing it to the ordinals, you can prune out the data, you can prune out those sections, those satoshi that have the inscription from them from ordinals, where you cannot do that with the Bitcoin stamps, which makes the stamps totally immutable or totally untouchable and on there forever, for as long as the blockchain exists. And so I was just trying to highlight that one section using the so they're using the counterparty protocol, which was the protocol that started launching NFTs on Bitcoin back in, was it 2014, 2015, but it never really caught up in any way. However, they're using their protocol in order to stamp this on there.
Interesting. So it's living on native Bitcoin then?
Yes.
It's onto the Bitcoin ledger. Yeah, that's interesting.
So actually this... So rather than storing within a prunable transaction, they store it directly with the within the spendable transaction outputs, and that's the key difference as to how it's inscribed or stamped on there. I guess it's a little bit different than the inscription. I guess it's all inscribing it on there, and because of that, apparently the transaction witness data can be pruned. You can't prune that with prune the spendable transactions because this particular function is yet to be executed, and so it's necessary to remain there. And for that reason is why stamps is so much more unique and supposedly a lot more engraved and stamped, embroidered on the blockchain and not going anywhere. I thought it was quite interesting. It came out just as ordinals have been making a lot of noise and growing to compare. They compared the amount of time from when the stamps first launched to now, same time compared to ordinals. And where was that statistic? Yeah, so the counterparty protocol came out back in 2014 when they were putting images on Bitcoin. But where was the statistic? Yeah, okay, here we go. Over 8,300 stamps have been minted since the launch on March 7th. Wait, as of March 7th, compared to under 500 ordinals within the same period after their launch. So these already are significantly a lot more popular. Now, we've already minted nearly 1 million ordinals, as they say right here in the same article. So it's going to be interesting to see where in a couple months from now where stamps are. But this is some of the latest. This just came out. I don't think anyone's talking about stamps. Everyone's talking about ordinals. I hear about it. Nobody on our team knew anything about Bitcoin stamps. So, and these are the actual stamps. They do recommend that the images are kept 24 by 24 pixel in 8 color depth, which is the native resolution that, interestingly, the punks are using that are on Ethereum. And so these are the images, and you can go through, and each one of them goes in order. So that's why they're numbered as like this is the actual chronological order, and that's the only way to mint on there. It has to happen in order. So you're going to get a mixture of images with everything else. And forewarning, there may be some inappropriate images that come up here as I'm scrolling, because I scrolled through this early, and of course there's some PP pictures that people have inscribed and put on there. But there's a little bit of everything.
So when you hit like view more, are you able to purchase it there, or is there no way to?
It gives you all the data about it.
Gotcha. Interesting, because I saw in that article it said that they were in talks with the vaults to get those to be tradable. It's interesting because for ordinals now we're past the emblem vault stage. We're starting to get them natively on stat, or you interact with them via your hero wallet with native Bitcoin. So it's interesting that they're now using emblem, but it would probably be very efficient to do so.
So it looks like emblem and hero wallet. They're working on that integration, which will then allow them to trade on OpenSea.
Probably with ETH, like the ordinals were at first, which is interesting. Huh. Yeah, this could be a cool opportunity.
They do offer a stamp minting utility where you can mint it with their assistance over here.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
I haven't tried to explore it further than this, and they do state it's quite expensive to inscribe these on Bitcoin because of the manner it's being used. But definitely very, very interesting development about Bitcoin NFTs.
Yeah, this definitely widens the scope a little bit. Excited to see what comes of this. Cool.
All right. Let's I don't know. That's my impression of a dinosaur. Let's talk dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Are you prepped to play on live on air for us and show us this game?
It's mobile. I wanted to. I'm gonna pull a few clips from Twitter.
You don't have an emulator on your computer? What's wrong with you? No,
I don't. I used to have one. I don't anymore. I know. It's bad. But so we're gonna talk a little bit about Claynosaurz, what's happened since the last time we spoke on them, some things that are definitely in the near future coming. So first of all, we've gotten lots of cool teasers. Claynosaurz held an amazing event in LA that was put on with the assistance of Rove World doing all of their ticketing, which was a mad success. Incredible experience for everyone involved. I really wish I could have went, but now we're moving closer to NFT NYC, and they're stepping their game up quite a bit. As you can see, they're dropping these hints on these booster packs. They did some booster packs in LA that were a great success. They're reselling on Magic Eden for a ton. We got lots of different artists being highlighted here, which is great to see. Lots of exclusive drops that are going to directly apply to upgrading your Claynosaur within the Claynotopia ecosystem. Some really cool stuff here, as you can see. We're getting closer to the Pterodactyl release, which is resulting from the first airdrop that they did in Lisbon. That was a mad success as well. Lots of cool stuff happening, but to get a little bit more into the details of the NYC event, this event is scaling up pretty significantly from their previous ones. They're sponsored by Solana themselves, the Solana Foundation, as well as the Solana Saga phone. Atari is a main sponsor as well, along with Cupcake Protocol, which is an amazing IRL protocol which allows you to just tap to mint. You can literally just tap your phone onto the QR, whatever device it is, and it pulls up the minting page, which allows you to claim. Super innovative technology. Definitely going to be an extremely awesome event with tons of prizes, and supposedly there's going to be a big announcement held there as well on April 13th. So if you're going to be in New York, reach out to me. I can help you get a ticket. I have the ins because I am a holder. So Ivan, have you decided? Are you going to New York this year?
I tried to book it a couple of days ago and I got too stressed.
No worries.
And I kind of said no.
No worries. I just didn't know if I was gonna hook you up if you were going, but since you're not, it's no
dude.
big
Like
deal.
Ever since I decided no, every day I'm just hearing more and more about what's going on in New York, and like where I had the FOMO before, I still have the FOMO, but I've just kind of like consciously said no, I'm not gonna go. Plus,
That's
no,
fair.
no, it's too much. I could also always say, pardon my French, fuck it and let's go, but so there's just too much to do. And right after that, on I don't know when it is. What's the date? Emerge Americas is April 20th, and so it's like the very next week. So I have another conference, and like I haven't even recovered from Meet Denver and Miami NFT week yet.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna go to New York and come back to go to this other conference, to then maybe go to Vegas the week after that, to come back to go to Miami Bitcoin conference. And so I'm like, I'm gonna skip New York. I'm gonna live vicariously.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So on screen now, I'm sharing a little sneak peek, their little trailer for the Clayno game, built by Octo Gaming. So if you're interested and you want to check out this game, free to play, you're also, since it is a Web3-esque style game, it is a PvP play to earn style setup. So you're earning these in-game gold tokens, which you then can redeem for different prizes, IRL and digital prizes, which is really interesting. It's a super fun game. I'm addicted to it. Played it a little bit more than I probably should have already. Fighting for that top score. They're holding a Clayno tournament tomorrow on this game, and I wanna try and get a score that's at least reasonable. I want people to at least be like, oh, Evdog participated, instead of just
Have you got Jen to play this? Is Jen playing this?
I need to get her to play it. I have not actually reached out and told her to download it and give it a try, because she would probably kick butt at this one.
Can I earn a dinosaur or a Claynosaur playing this game?
Not yet. So supposedly that's going to be the prize for tomorrow's tournament, is a Claynosaur. Supposedly. There's no confirmation on that, but the moderators in the Discord were basically giving us the wink, wink, nudge, nudge on that.
So I just got to get my nephew to get really good at this game, and my account.
That's the key right there. And as I'm scrolling here through their Twitter, these guys are extremely active, super great with the memes. But I mean, there's tons of things that they're giving away. They're giving away 2 tubes in New York, which are $4,000 a piece, which is insane to me that they're giving away 2 of those. And there's lots of other stuff coming. They're also giving away 3 Saga phones, 3 Solana phones, which is really cool. But lots of awesome stuff. You guys can check this out in your own time. If you aren't following the Claynosaurz on Twitter, I definitely recommend it. These guys are meme experts. They understand the meme economy better than most.
So I gotta watch them to learn from them, huh?
Yeah, they're very on the ball with that. And then just to flip over to their Magic Eden page, just to give us a little update on the price. So last time I believe we spoke, it was in the 30 to 35 range. We're now sitting at about 92. They topped out at over 100 for about an hour, and then the paper hands do what paper hands do.
So $2,000, is that what you're saying?
Roughly, yeah. Roughly.
What? Hey, one is greetings from Mexico. What's up, Crypto Daddy?
What's going on? All right, so this is about all I got for Claynosaurz. Some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline with all these cool drops and exclusive things that they're doing. Claynotopia is around the corner. Going to be an MMO RPG style game with quests and prizes and all kinds of stuff. And I'll be sure to bring them back up on the show to give you guys updates when the time comes for that.
Have you ever thought about the name of the Solana phone and why I decided to go with Saga? I feel like there's some this isn't Saga like a sad and dark story? Let me Google the definition of Saga.
That's a good question. I don't know. I didn't think so, but you very well could be right on that. I don't know. I could not tell you.
Yeah, a saga is a prose narrative usually written in Iceland between 1120 and 1400, dealing with families that first settled Iceland and their descendants, with the histories of the kings of Norway and with the myths and legends of early Germanic gods and heroes. A modern prose narrative that resembles a saga or a long, detailed report. I guess, yeah, I assume it's long and boring because saga and then sa, we have, coming from the auto industry, every time I see a SAB, I use the joke, tell me about the SAB story. And so like I don't know if that's a great choice for launching a new name, but we'll see.
We'll see.
It's no Droid. Remember Motorola came with the first smartphone trying to combat iPhones, and it was the Droid. It was a Motorola Droid. Droid, that's the future. What is Saga? Long in the making, Saga. Or long pauses you're going to wait while our network is down to come back online.
Oh, come on, Ivan. Come on. Hey, I will put money on there being only one more outage this year, the whole year. I will put money on that. Let me just put it that way.
Last time the updates are going to make it better.
There's one more outage that's going to happen this year, and that's going to be it. Fire Dancer is going to solve all that. I'm going to defend Solana until it's back at its all-time high.
Let's go.
I love it.
Let's go.
All right. Well, what do we got with Bugatti, Ivan? The Bugatti.
You would think that this is going to be something to do with cars.
I would think.
I guess to a point it does.
That's
but this is what we get. Now the egg does have history, and it is shaped and formed out of I read through it and I'll show you a little bit, but they went to Germany or wherever this car was located. There was a really, really old car, one of the very first Bugattis. And so they measured it. So the dimensions are the same from a design of a particular car. But yes, these are the assets. It's going to be a digital asset and there will be a physical asset. This is a partnership between Asprey and Bugatti. Asprey is a designer of luxury collectibles in England, and they've partnered up with Bugatti to create this. And so the design of the egg itself and the outside is supposed to represent it says it right here, but so and it's made out of carbon fiber, so vehicles are, but the part of this design represents what the grille on that car was. Let me find which car was it. This is the story of how they designed this, and they'll have a physical and a digital generative artwork, which is going to be very interesting because this particular design, and to make it generative, is going to be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Completely. I don't want to have Carlo Bugatti as a.
Oh, is it the Type 41 Royale? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, where is that?
On the second column on the right at the
Yeah,
top.
I thought it was on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up a little bit more.
Okay, so yeah, they went to France, to home of Bugatti, to scan the mascot of what's remaining of Type 41 Royale cars. Yes, and so the sculpture that was then recreated in detail of that, and then they've tied in aspects of the car design into it.
Very cool.
And it is really cool. Although the asset looks nothing like vehicles, and just by looking at it, you'd never tell. You'd be able to tell unless like you really, really know Bugatti and their designs. You have no idea that this is being made by Bugatti, but this is how they've decided to enter and commemorate their beginning, I suppose, and which is why they're taking it so far back. But there's a little video here of we're not going to get audio, but it explores the detail of this design and the fact that you can get it physical.
That's pretty cool. Do we know what the price is going to be on these?
They have not shared that yet.
I mean, with only 111 of them, I would assume it's probably going to be a little pricey.
Oh, it looks like there's a surprise inside. Come to this website to order, but I don't think the order is live yet. Yeah, I thought it was really neat and very different than any other manufacturer that's done anything with Web3, and all the more reason of like to pay attention because maybe it's prices range.
Oh my goodness.
$20,000 to $50,000. So as much as a car.
Yeah.
As much as a Bugatti.
Wow.
But you don't get the car. Wait, I hadn't discovered the price yet. Oh my God. But look, they have diamonds on them. The diamond door. There's a door.
I mean, if you're getting a physical with diamonds in it, that makes sense.
Sterling silver.
But for an NFT, those prices are pretty up there. Interesting that they're doing it with Bitcoin specifically. I wonder if they're going like ordinals. I wonder if they've already been
Bitcoin or USD and
but
British
it says
pounds.
each Bitcoin NFT.
Oh, each Bitcoin NFT, huh?
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how they're approaching this.
May 4th, mark your calendar. Crypto Daddy, mark your calendar for May 4th so you can get yourself an Asprey Bugatti egg.
Dude, they're doing the Bugatti egg mint on Star Wars Day. What an interesting approach.
The Asprey Club members have Asprey Club Studio Club NFT members.
Oh.
Asprey Bugatti NFT followed by Asprey Studio Club NFT members and have a priority if you'd like to be considered on the allowed list. If you'd like to be considered on the allowed list, you only get considered for their allow list. I like that. I'm gonna make an allow list, and I'm gonna consider if you can get on.
I've considered and I've considered against it.
But look how much different they're doing it than 911 and Porsche. Porsche just came out and said, "Here's 7,000 NFTs, or however many there were. I forget now. Here's 1980 NFTs."
Well, at least with 111, it's going to be kind of hard to cut supply. I hope for a successful launch of this.
111 Diamond and Imperial Jade editions, several color variations with options of customization. Carbon and precious metal with some diamond sets.
Wow.
If you own Asprey Club, what is this Asprey Studio Club NFT worth? Let's go check that out. Could be an OpenSea? I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're definitely trading at a premium, a nice little price. Wow.
So offers powerful and unique access to exceptional physical and digital worlds. Yeah, but those are for those wealthy royalties in the
Right.
UK who buy diamonds on their tchotchkes that sit on the shelf.
That they do. They do that.
Special signed ring for this collection if you have the Asprey Club Studio Club NFT. Unredeemed status. Oh, so the Asprey Club Studio Club NFT has physical claimable
company.
Yeah,
Interesting.
physical and digital worlds.
Yeah,
Each holder receives an 18 karat gold ring. What? That's why they're 3.3.
That makes more sense now. That makes more sense now.
Okay. Oh, where's Porsche at? They've been falling down. They're down 1.3. Remember last time we looked, they were like a 2. They're down to 1.3.
Yeah, not a surprise there, to be honest.
So this part is silver. The swirling base. Bitcoin. Okay, let's see. State-of-the-art Bitcoin blockchain slowly produces new oval form once a week. The oval shape reverts back to the actual shape of the Asprey Bugatti physical object. I don't know what an object is. Is that some object? I kept reading it as an object, and I thought, is that a mistake? But no, they kept making it the same mistake, so it's not a mistake.
A decorative object
that is meant to be exhibited or open to view. So it's an object, but a decorative object. Okay, learned something new today. So the NFT is going to change once a week?
That's interesting.
Coded by Danny Yang of MetaGood. That's a good name, MetaGood. Its unique artwork is a new form of expression that by existing in Bitcoin blockchain will last forever, reflecting the heritage and history of both Asprey and Bugatti. A second piece of artwork will be revealed to the owners of the ABX later in the year. So you get a second piece along with the first one for 50. Well, for 50K, the least they can do is give you a second piece. So now it's given that we just learned about Bitcoin stamps, it's interesting to know if they're using Bitcoin stamp method, which they can't engrave this high of a detail on there. So I'm thinking they're using ordinals. But now we've learned that ordinals are prunable. So can you say that this will last forever?
That's a good question.
It can be done, they say. Yes. How interesting, how fast this changes. It's quite an amazing of an object. Is that a little Bugatti elephant?
Is that what that is?
It looks like an elephant, yeah. Anyway, enough about Bugatti. These are minting on May 4th. May the 4 be with you. What was price again? 20 prices range from 20 to 50,000 US dollars, payable in ETH, Bitcoin, USD, or British pounds.
At least they know their audience and they're tapping into an existing Web3 brand with the Asprey. I feel like they're at least going to get some sales around that, but it's interesting that these projects come in and they're trying to create such high profile items to sell, right? Like that I find is very interesting.
11 of them are going to be $200,000 each. Easy million.
Yeah.
All right. Enough about Bugatti. The car manufacturer, for the record.
For the record.
What we got on next?
Talk about
Liberty Square.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's do a little talking about Liberty Square. They've got their revolution that is coming. It's been teased endlessly on their Twitter. It's been teased endlessly on their Discord, and we still don't really know exactly everything that's coming in to the fold here. But there
You're
are
gonna
some
have to make us a infographic about all of this, because you've been talking a lot about um, um, Liberty Square, and I'm not sure if I can keep track because of how much info you've been spilling. So I'm gonna need some infographics for you going forward for some of these projects.
yeah.
Maybe start one for Claynosaurz also, but at least that stands out and I can remember. Cute dinosaurs chasing each other's tails in a opposite runner.
See, and that's the thing though, is that like that game for Claynosaurz wasn't even like planned. They just got that proposal like 4 weeks ago. And the Octo Gaming team was like, we'll make a game for you. How does that sound? And they said, yeah, sure. This has like that game has nothing to do with the main game that they're building, which is interesting. But to your point about Liberty Square and infographics, so I've had this concern for a while. I brought it up to the tribunal, which is like a community, basically like a community council, to relay that to the full team. And they said basically it's not worth the time to make the infographic. They're revamping the entire website in the near future, but once again, they did not give us a date. And that website is going to take you through the entire past as well as the future of where we're going with Liberty Square. So I'll make a little something, write something up so you guys can kind of sort through it, because I know there's a ton of stuff. This project is so in depth, which can be bad. And I think at this point it is kind of bad because there's no organized place for all of it. But some bold claims are being made from Liberty Square. Liberty Square will be the first Web3 project to have a #1 media property to spin out of it. This isn't alpha, that's a simple fact. We believe in ourselves and know exactly what we're doing. Patience. And so for anyone that wasn't listening the first time when I did a little deep dive on Liberty Square, founder is an extremely well-connected entertainment industry buff. Guy's been from movies to music videos to artist tours, everything that has to do with entertainment, this man's had a part in at some point in his career. He was the guy that found My Chemical Romance, built out the whole story behind the Black Parade and everything that came along with that, among many other things that are still under NDA, which he cannot disclose at this time. So this man has a very, very strong history with story building. He also helped create and negotiate the happening of the Umbrella Academy onto Netflix. Came from a comic book, which might sound a little familiar when I go a little bit further into what they're working on. But that's a pretty bold claim to be made. But I think that this, if anyone can do it, this man and this project can. So I mentioned revolution, a fundamental change in the way of thinking about or visualizing something, a change of paradigm. So the first thing that they've been teasing about is the squirrel pictures that people have kind of grown to love at this point. They're taking them another step further, allowing you to basically turn them into PFP assets. This does not take away from the original art that is going to be displayed still on Magic Eden, but they will be allowing you to access a version of your squirrel that you can use as a profile picture. A lot of in-depth artistry, as you can see here, something very, very cool. And some more of what they've been teasing has to do with their comic book that could turn into an ebook. I'll get a little bit further in depth with my theories on this, but they've been dropping and teasing this comic book style art surrounding the Plague Wars, which is the overall series of events that happens in the Liberty Square universe between all of the different collections, which gives value to these collections being involved in these stories. And the story building mantra and theory that they're going for is going to continue. There's lots of art that they've been teasing around this comic book style. As you can see, lots of different scenes that hold lots of different stories behind them, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot more about this. So there was an announcement made on April 3rd. They're moving into phase 2 of the project, and they're proud of many things, and they're working on a branch of their company called Liberty Research. Liberty Research is going to be working on software as a service products, the first of which is going to be Onyx, which I expect to be a raffle system that is going to be encompassing many different aspects of raffles and how we visualize them. So what they've been testing over the last, I don't know, I guess since before the holiday season this last year in December, they were doing lots of different raffles. They were testing lots of different metrics, changing different things behind the scenes, different price points, and doing some research there. And they're going to apply what they've learned there to create a amazing software that any project or any company can use to host raffles through Liberty Square, allowing them to create alternate revenue sources. They also hosted an absolutely incredible event in Los Angeles for NFT LA. They got the privilege, because of connections that Liberty has, the founder, at the Barracks, which, if you don't know, if you're not a big skater culture guy, I personally am not. I had to do a little bit of diving into understanding what the Barracks is. It's one of the most world famous indoor skate parks that exists. This is where the USA professional skate team trains for things like X Games and the Olympics. This is where they hosted the event. As you can see, they offered free food and beverages to everyone that attended. It was also a free event in the first place. You just had to secure a ticket through their website, which lots of people did. As you can see, they did tons of giveaways, tons of cool stuff. It was an incredible event, and they actually partnered with several other projects to feature them and give their holders access and provide some exposure there. We had Bored and Hungry. That's a business or a restaurant franchise that is broken off with the Bored Ape Yacht Club IP. They were hosting there. Was really, really cool, and it was awesome to see all the different videos and pictures that came from that event. I really wish I could have went. Super, super cool.
That's a lot of people in that picture you just had up.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just the line before. Or
did all those people go to NFTLA? Because I didn't see them in any other pictures.
See, that's the thing, is like NFTLA supposedly has this kind of aura around it where the core event of NFTLA gets very few attendance. It's all about the parties and the after hour events that all of these different projects, protocols, companies are hosting. That those are the reasons why people came. And as you can see, they came to this one specifically and were coming out in droves. There's lots of good pictures. I didn't take the time to compile them all, but definitely check it out on the Liberty Square page. And I made a little snippet of different things that the staff has said within the Discord to give you guys a little bit of a better rundown. So Squirrels was first. They minted in July. Degenerats is technically their second main collection that is going to be minting later this year. And then they're going to also be adding a third collection that used to be called Fat Cats. They are now rebranding that and creating a whole different art set for that because somebody took that name and it became a whole issue. So Hallowed was also minted in October last year. This is just a thank you to the holders, and it's going to be an access key in accordance with Squirrels to access the Legends Mint. So still has not been any confirmation on this, but I will preface this by saying this is a wild theory that I've came up with everything that I've known, everything that I've deduced from news sources of different kinds. I think that this Legends Mint is going to mint on the Amazon blockchain and the Amazon marketplace that they're creating. And that also hasn't been announced yet and officially confirmed. This is a wild theory, not financial advice. This is my own opinion. But to get on this whitelist for Legends, you'll have to hold at least one Hallowed and one Squirrel. So every 1-to-1 that you hold will access one whitelist spot for you, one mint. A few hints of alpha, people are working to their 1-to-1 ratio of Squirrels. So that's what I just mentioned. Also, there's some more alpha in accumulating collection staking sets. So there are 12 gangs within the Liberty Square Squirrel ecosystem. If you hold one of every 12, you then have one set. And for the Hallowed, there are 6. So if you own one of every 6, you own one set. And these sets are going to have specific perks going forward that have not been announced. But we've gotten teasers that this is going to be happening very soon, the perks for these sets. So I personally have 2 sets. Took a long time to get those, but I'm very proud of that. 66 Days of Hell raffles are going on right now, similarly to what I was saying they were doing in December. They're doing more testing now using Solana as the raffle token. So you can buy raffle tickets as of right now, and on the purgatory part of their site, as you can see the links here. And they're also doing something really cool that falls under that Liberty Research umbrella that I shared earlier. It's called Arcade. They're building out a really awesome gaming ecosystem and gaming basically application within the Solana Saga mobile phone. This is going to be one of the first dApps that they release, but there's going to be more. There's been teasers that there's going to be more than just this. They're testing out their first game right now, which is called Grab My Nuts or Grab These Nuts. I'm not sure. Either way, not super family friendly, but that's what it's called. Some other things, the PFPs. I gave you that sneak peek of that black squirrel. That's going to be one. That's going to be an example of one of these pictures. As you can see here, here's another example, a zoomed in different angle to the squirrel art that we've been buying and selling for the last however long. But as you can see, there's lots of art stuff that's going on. They have an in-house artist that is incredible. Definitely one of my favorite parts about the project is that they have an in-house artist that just does some incredible work. As you can see here, here's one of their Saw-themed one-of-ones. Very, very cool stuff that this guy can do with just his bare hands. But after that, we're doing the Degenerates mint. This will be a free mint for holders. So that's going to kind of offset the paid cost of the Legends mint. And that's just a little bit of a rundown of Liberty Square, what they're working on, what they're working towards. I have a feeling the rest of this year is just going to be a movie for this collection. And I'll have to get my butt on making some cool infographics for everybody that definitely can't digest all the craziness that I just threw at you. But I won't unshare my screen, Ivan. Is there any questions or anything you want me to go back over? Maybe I went a little too fast on something.
Yeah, no, I don't have any questions. There's a lot there. I need them to give me a better website that, like you said, puts it all together, or we need some infographics. Not everyone's got the time of the kind of time that you've put into knowing this project and researching it so much. And it's, and unless someone trusts you and they want to go along with what you say, okay, get this, now get this, now get this. And
that's the problem.
It's also not very inexpensive to necessarily jump into some of these projects. So,
no.
Yeah.
That's the struggle, right? Is, it costs what? It's like $340 right now to get yourself basically a 1-to-1 to qualify for this Amazon mint. And I will once again say Amazon that it's my personal theory and deduction that that's what my assumption is. But of course, nothing shared on this show is financial advice. Please do your own research. Please take your own time, do your research like I have. If you're interested at all, definitely shoot a message my way and I can help you on that process of doing your own research instead of relying on ours. But what do we have next, Ivan? There's a few more little things on here. One of them is a golden something that I'm sure you're excited to share with us about. These baboons.
Excited. I don't know about excited. I mean, I'm not excited. It's just we'll see what happens. I'm gonna share about it. It's interesting. I like the play a lot, and it's something new. So by all means, take it for what it is. But yeah, we'll jump right into talking about the golden baboons. You like gold, Evan?
I do like gold. Gold is very nice.
So as this is their minting website, as we can see, it takes you right to what the price of gold is, because Golden Baboons Mining Club is actually a project of a company called Asia Broadband, and you can see their name right there. Asia Broadband mines gold in Mexico. And they export that gold primarily to the Asian market, hence where the name comes from. I know that's a question that I had initially when I was exposed to the project. I'm like, why is it called Asia Broadband? But they're in Mexico. Primarily exporting gold to Asia. They're a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, and they do have a crypto token called AABBGG. The AABB is a play on their stock symbol. Their stock symbol is AABB. And all of this was launched before their NFT collection. And now that they've done that, they've explored different ways of creating value for their stock owners and token holders. And so they've introduced an NFT play, which takes it to another level because of what smart contracts attached to digital assets can do. They are backing their NFTs or their digital assets with gold that they're mining. And the way that works is just like any other currency in the past that has been backed by gold, reserves would be held in sum of gold per unit that is available. And so they're doing the same thing here. There's, how many NFTs was it? I forget. I think 8,888 NFTs. And so there's set amount of gold that will be held on their reserves to back each one of those assets.
Wow.
It's basically that in a nutshell. What I find interesting about this is another Web2 company that's entering Web3. They're doing it the right way. They started growing a community and creating a following long before they started minting. They are currently live at minting. They're at about 45% mint. They had several levels. Here's an example of some of their art. Actually, I think the art's kind of dope. They had several levels of minting. They had an allow list, then they had a white list, and now it's public mint. Public mint is a 0.05 Ethereum. They also do have a credit card option available through NFT Pay. So you know it takes a minute, and it's going to get approved, unlike some other providers out there. And shamelessly plugging NFT Pay in there. So they're a friend of ours and just a really good provider for credit card and fiat solutions for Web3 companies. But they do have some educational videos. It was important for them to provide education and be able to train their existing community members. A lot of the folks that we experience or we notice come through their Twitter spaces is I've held plenty of Twitter spaces with them, are new to Web3 or new to Twitter, and they're there supporting. They like to play. And we've seen the opposite, where people on our team have discovered this collection and they've went and explored ownership of their stock and their company and what they're doing with their mining. And they do also own land in the other side. This is the image or sort of thumbnail of their land. The team visited it recently when the other side had their second sort of access. Was it like a week or two ago? And they're calling it Tequila Falls. The reason they're calling it Tequila Falls is that is a play on where the golden baboons come from if you read their lore. They have a cute, interesting lore that sort of like all the stock owners and community have put together over time to bring the lore together. There will be a big play on accessing the land. Of course, everyone that's got a golden baboon can partake in that. But they also have a lot of different plays on their attributes. And you were talking about where LooksRare is going to offer an ability to make an offer on a specific trait. And so the golden baboons actually, and they released this last week, they have utilities for different traits. Example would be this week is bunny ears trait. And so they randomly picked three token IDs, three IDs of the digital assets. And those that were picked are going to receive an adult Easter basket.
Oh.
And you don't have to do anything. Just hold that NFT that has bunny ears or green poker. This is what I got to try out last night. The green poker visor trait. So my golden baboon has a green visor. And so there's an app on the App Store called Club GG that allows you to play competitions for poker and actually win prizes. Well, if you have a golden baboon with a green visor, you can play poker with the team every night or every Wednesday without paying to buy into the tournament. Everyone else will have to pay the app token to get into the tournament, but free entry for all golden baboons with green visors. There's a sport trade, which allows you to, they have a private channel in Discord where they'll share pay-per-view sports with any sports trades. There's a treasure hunter trade if you have the golden
Shovel.
oh my god, gold, there you go, that's the word of that thing, the golden shovel, where you can discover treasure along the way based on their scavenger hunt and clues that they provide, and that's dropped all week long. And of course, merchandise trait, which I also have that. They're going to have a drawing every week, every Friday, and winner will receive $25 credit to their merch store. I have two of those trades, the merch trade and a green poker or a green visor trade. And so that's exciting. I don't care about the sports trade. I'm not into sports. Bunny ears would be cute. And of course, who doesn't like scavenger hunt? But those are some of their utilities that are specifically tied to individual traits and not the whole collection, which makes it a very interesting play. And you'll start to see the varieties and I guess they're at 46% mint. The varieties and what people are hunting for. This is their so far they've minted 4161 out of 8,888. I believe it was the number total. And I think it's going to be an interesting fun. Not all trades have had their utilities defined yet. They're going to keep introducing different utilities to different traits, and overall to the collection as well. There is a chance that I don't want to overshare, but like we're exploring to see if we can collaborate with them as well. But a lot of people, a whole Web2 company behind this project. Inexpensive way, reminder, nothing here is financial advice, but an inexpensive way to explore an opportunity to participate with a gold mining company. Who knows, a year or two from now where they are based on gold. We know gold jumped this week. Gold's gonna probably keep on going up. Not financial advice. I'm not a finance guy in any way, or do I mine gold? So I don't know, but gold used to be below 1,000 at one point in my lifetime. Now it's over 2, and I guess has it been here before? I don't know much of the history.
I don't know. It's possible. I'm not a big gold guy either, but I do know that gold is a very sought after world valuable item. So does it let you zoom out?
No, I'm sure I can pull out gold somewhere else and look at performance charts, but I'm not sure that is necessary at this point. But that's what I had to share about the Golden Baboons Mining Club. I have been following them. They keep minting some more. I believe they're going to mint out, and it becomes a very interesting play with baboons. And now we no longer are just apes. Now we have all kinds of baboons happening.
Absolutely.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to share, Ivan? I do have a latest rug this week too. Whenever you're wrapped up.
All right, I am getting there. What's funny? B's banned from chat.
Oh no.
Did he say something that he wasn't supposed to, and that's why I banned him?
I don't know. It's a possibility, that's for sure.
Oops, sorry, B. We'll take a look at that. Well, you got to tell me I don't know what your account is.
Sorry, we charge for unbans around here.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you a golden baboon. Get in there. Tell us about it.
Okay. I didn't realize. Okay, we're ready to go. I'm going.
No, I wasn't rushing. I was just saying you can get in there whenever you're ready.
Right. Cool. So this is actually something that's still kind of developing.
Wait, so we're what are we talking about? Give the viewers some context before we jump into the topic.
Sorry. So basically there was a token sale that occurred on ZK Sync, which is a new layer on top of Ethereum. ZK Sync is a zero knowledge protocol think of this similarly to Matic or Polygon or Optimism or Arbitrum. There's a new one, ZK Sync. So they did a token sale. Gemstone IDO is a company. They did a token sale, raised 921 ETH, about $1.7 million in a token sale. But the funds are stuck forever in the smart contract because the same way this transfer function works on Ethereum, it does not work the same way on ZK Sync. Now, supposedly there's going to be a fix to this so that they will be able to retrieve the funds, but I just thought this was super interesting that they ported over very similar code to what works on Ethereum, and that same contract did not perform the same way they thought they would on ZK Sync. Now, I don't necessarily think that this is Gemstone's fault. I don't necessarily think this is ZK's fault. It's just kind of a story that I think is super interesting as we see some of these other layer, whatever it is, blockchains adding onto Ethereum. Something to be very aware of, but not necessarily worried about, because I feel like this is definitely going to be a one-time issue. But something that occurred today that I just wanted to share with everybody. These new chains are going through growing pains, so things like this are probably going to become a little bit more frequent. But also the solutions are probably going to happen a lot quicker as well, as we see more and more developers work on these scaling solutions for Ethereum. So that's really all I wanted to share today. If you wanted to check it out, there's additional information here. Definitely check it out on your own if you're interested, if this piques your curiosity. But I just thought it was something I'd want to share on the show here. Nobody's truly at fault here, just something to be aware of that happened today in the ecosystem.
So it's not officially a rug?
No. It's definitely not a rug. It's just something. It's something that we need to be like cognizant of, that these kind of things happen. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, where the contract was set up incorrectly, or there was some sort of mistake in the process and the tokens were unretrievable. I remember last year there was some sort of mint that happened, and the founders couldn't even retrieve the funds from the minting contract because it was set up incorrectly. So it's just, there's these things that happen just within the space that are just honestly really sad. I hope that they can retrieve this, because $1.7 million of liquidity leaving the market is definitely something to not be happy about. It makes me a little sad. So I'm hoping that this solution gets solved and they can get this figured out here with timely haste, because I know I had done a little research into Gemstone and they seemed like they were doing some really cool stuff. So hoping they get this solved, but with these new chains, there's lots of new issues that pop up as well.
Okay, B, you've been unbanned. I found what you said and why you got banned. I'm not sure I want to repeat it.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was inappropriate at the time and uncalled for, so I had to take action because we had a guest. Now I remember.
I think I remember what happened now.
I didn't know it was B.
Oh, goodness.
Big BN Omaha should have said something.
That makes sense now that I think about that name. Yeah.
Can't wait to be banned again.
Oh, jeez.
Well, welcome back. You're free. You get another shot at this.
I love it. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, is there anything else we wanted to share? Any last minute thoughts or anything?
No, I think that's going to do it on my end. I'm going to remind everyone we have the American Crypto Academy has morning announcements every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, except tomorrow we're not, because tomorrow's Good Friday, and the good folks that make these decisions told us we can take some time off tomorrow. And I'm trying to make up a few weekends that I've missed in a weekend's time. So it's going to be an interesting weekend where I get loose and get out there and try to forget about Web3 for a few days, just because it's been, I don't know. I was trying to think. It was long before Denver that I hadn't stopped, and then Denver happened, and then Denver, I remember Sunday, and then I crashed that night, and I woke up Monday, and when running to work, not running physically, but running at work, it hasn't stopped since. And then I've had something going on every weekend where I haven't had any really day off to myself. So I'm definitely looking forward to the weekend. Let's stamp something ASAP. Oh, did you hear about the Bitcoin stamps, B? Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
If anyone's going to get stamping, it would not surprise me that it's B. We should definitely play around with it.
So I almost thought B was trying to get banned again because he said, let's stamp something. That almost sounds dirty. Let's stamp something.
Oh, gosh.
But with that, I'm going to share tomorrow. Speaking of Miami NFT Week, this past weekend, we participated with a few of our partners in holding a booth together. It was ourselves, the American Crypto Academy, along with the Crypto Oracle Collective, the X Collection, with our Lieutenant Dan was there with us in the booth. It was awesome to have him, and also Crypto Mondays. And tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a Twitter space, sort of wrapping up Miami NFT Week and recapping some of our experiences and sharing about some of what we saw, what we learned, the people we connected with. So definitely check us out tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern on American Crypto Academy and the X Collection as Twitter accounts. A lot of folks will be off, but we'll take the time to sort of go through the weekend and the week and what was up in Miami, and then get ready for the next conference.
They never seem to stop.
Evan, are you going to New York?
I wish, man. Like, I feel like just getting one of those Claynosaurz packs by itself would be worth it. Like the ones that they gave out in LA, like the rare ones are selling for literally like $5,000 a piece. Like, it's crazy how much money they're selling for.
So you can finance my trip, and then I'll go there and collect for you and get you the asset. And there you go. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. All right. Well.
All right. Well, let's call it another show here, and we'll see everyone next time, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, where Evan and I will jump into some digital and smart assets with y'all, and hopefully Bill will be around to chat with us throughout the show and not be banned till the end.
Hopefully. All right. Have a good night, guys. Have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next time.